Is it on? Okay. So weekly check-in. Many of you are familiar with my story about the trickster coyote, how the chief calls together all the animal beings, and he says there's a new guy, new type of person, being coming. That's the humans, and so we all need to get official name and job. We have to nail it down. And so at dawn, it will start. You can line up and pick your name and job, and when they're everything's distributed, then that'll be that. And so Coyote, the trickster, he's like, "Oh right, I'm so tired of my name, and I'm gonna be first in line, and I'm gonna get Grizzly Bear and be the Lord of the Forest, or maybe I'll be Eagle, the Lord of the Skies, or maybe I'll be Salmon, the Lord of the Waters." And his friends are kind of skeptical because Trickster's always doing sketchy stuff and bumbling around and boasting and making claims that he can't back up. But anyway, he goes home and he boasts to his wife. He's like, "Tomorrow I'm going to be first in line, and I'm staying up all night, so let's stoke up the fire." And so he builds up the fire, and some hours pass and he's okay, but he starts to get drowsy, right? And so he takes some toothpicks and he props open his eyes, and eventually he dozes off, full sleep, and he wakes up and the sun is high in the sky, and he goes running to that chief's lodge, and no one's there. And so he says, "I want to be Grizzly Bear." And the chief's, "No, I'm sorry, that's taken." "Eagle?" "Nope, that was taken really early on." "Salmon?" He's like, "Nope, in fact, all the names and jobs are gone except for yours. Nobody took yours." And so of course Coyote's just totally bummed, right? And but the chief said, "Look, I made you sleep in. Like that job is perfect for you, and it's an important job, and you're gonna be like a leader with these new beings coming." And so he kind of props Coyote up and just telling him that his station in life is excellent and key, even if it doesn't appear to be the best one. And so I told that story in a class today, and it was related to the idea that like the Yoga Sutra, where it tells you the attitude to take towards sukha and dukkha, towards agreeableness or pleasure and suffering, and then also virtue and an absence of virtue. And the thing is that what I was talking about was that we just have so much suffering, dukkha, going on, and we also lack virtue in our it shows up in our practice, where that's one of the things we're confronting in our practice, is trying to get skillful in our actions and trying to overcome negative automisms. And I was like saying that partly why we'll behave in such a way, like where we'll try to do a pose that's a step of a pose that's beyond our capability or where we're at. We'll try to like cheat it forward, and then compromise the integrity of the position. And this is just something we're all involved in, and so we're like kind of strangely unsatisfied with our lot. And I was trying to make the point that part of yoga and part of growing as a person is just to come around to your little station in life, and accept it and embrace it and see how beautiful it is and how perfect it is. And this guy, he goes, "Yeah, but to want to change or grow or have ambition and do more or be more is a good thing. And I went off a little. I answered the question, but then later I thought about it, and I really, and this is the amazing part about it, because this is exactly right, because it's when you accept your little station, and in an asana, like a perfect example is suppose you're not strong enough to kick up into, to go up in headstand confidently, like you keep doubting and going up, and then you have a crooked position. Okay, so the standard Ashtanga recipe is to just go ahead and do that. Keep doing it, and either it's like, that's the best I can do, or eventually it's going to get better. And to me though, that there's an absence of virtue, and it's a small in the scheme of things, right? It's like, but within the protocol of VINYASA technology, to do a transition repeatedly, doubtfully. This is not a good thing, and you're partly repeating transitions every day is to remove the doubt and find the appropriate step, right? And see, and the thing is, when you continue to do a behavior or an action that lacks virtue, it's like a leaky vessel. It's like the whole idea of mudra, where you seal in energy and then it becomes available for you to use for change and for targeting things that you desire. You see, and so that's why I don't like that attitude of like, well, that's the best I can do, or because then what happens is, and it might, I mean, there's a balance, but I'm trying to do the yoga to empower myself to change and make the best choices that I can and kind of direct my course, right? And so by accepting where you're at in your asana practice, and then that transfers to other aspects of your life, and this is what I've concluded, is that doing something small but right, or having full integrity, is the most empowering thing you can do, right? It doesn't have to be big, and so but we get, that's the coyote. He wants to be grizzly bear. He doesn't want to be little coyote over here. He wants to be like a leader, and we all have our version of that, and yet when we embrace the little station that we have over here that may not feel like it's like, like, wow, we can shook pike up to headstand and strike it. We might have to sit there and work on the setup pose and do a thigh to the chest drill, or go on blocks and hoist one leg up and really work with it. But to me, this is empowering. This is how we get the power. That's how we get the ability to move towards our desires and actually make a difference in our own life and in the world. And last, that I love that Joseph Campbell thing. He says that you save the world by saving yourself, and the vigor and the vitality that you bring to that project of saving yourself, that transfers out into the world. And so working on yourself diligently, like that, in a very rational and clear-headed way, is that to me is the way you go about it, and sealing in the energy and making the best use of the equipment that you have. So, namaste.
And also, we're going to put Sutra 133 in the featured video of the week, so you can look at that sutra more in depthly.
Yeah. Oh, and then also, should I tell them about the online stuff?
Oh yeah, tell them.
Yeah. So I've got 2 online offerings coming up. One is how to use first series to get research poses from second and third series, and that's do we know the date?
Yeah, that's June 19th to the 23rd.
June 19th to the 23rd, and And then also I'm doing a philosophy and pranayama kind of intensive. So
June 14th to the 16th.
yeah, so you check those out.
Bye.